Welcome all. Today the topic is well monitoring system and the day 27. So let's go for the session. As we are reading the drilling rig systems that has been categorized in 6 systems, and we have completed power system, hoisting system, rotary system, circulation system, well control system, and today we will read well monitoring system. What is the well monitoring system and what are the factors which makes it very important? So, a well monitoring system in drilling rig is a system that continuously observes and measures the various parameters within the wellbore, such as weight on bit, revolutions per minute, RPM, pump rate, pump pressure, gas content of mud, etc. Here I have just mentioned a few parameters which is monitored in the well monitoring system, but in the next slides we'll see the all parameters which are measured and observed during the drilling operation in details. So here the once again I want to repeat that the well monitoring system. What is the well monitoring system? The well monitoring system is a technique through which the driller and the drilling supervisor and the mud and drilling engineer, they keep an eye, they track, they observes the drilling parameters, so that if there is any defect in any of the parameters, and the parameter is because the parameters are the sensors and indicators, the gauges, so those are mostly installed in the driller's console. When they give instruction, when they give any signal, so the remedial action is taken so that the situation could not be adverse, okay, and everything should be keep under control. So we will see what is WOB. The WOB stands for weight on bit. It means the total amount of the weight which is being put on the drill bit. Okay, that is called the weight on bit. This is RPM. RPM stands for um, revolution per minute. It means the rotary speed in 1 minute, how many times the rotary table or the drill bit or drill string completes one rotation. So this is called the RPM. The pump, this is a pump rate. Pump rate, it means the speed at which the drilling mat is being circulated. It is called the pump rate. Now it is the next one is the pump pressure. Pump pressure means the amount of the pressure that pump is putting out to circulate the drilling mud. Okay, and this is the gas content of the mud. It means that there is a presence of the gas in the drilling mud which is returning from the formation to the surface. So these all are very important, and to keep an eye and to observe and to measure all the parameters of the well is very important, because it gives the real-time data, so that if the pressure increases, if the pressure decreases, if the volume of the mud in the tank increases or decreases without any genuine reason, it means it is giving some signal. So to achieve this signal, the driller and the drilling supervisor, they take a positive step. They do the remedial action so that the drilling could be in a safe manner. Okay. Now, the safety requires constant monitoring of the drilling process. If drilling problems are detected early, okay, so how the problems are detected early? Through the parameters, actually. These are the drilling parameters, and we will see the more parameters in the next slides. Okay, those all the parameters are very important. So these parameters, because they are the sensors, they are the electronic instruments, they are the sensors and indicators, gauges. They they take the real-time data and transfer it to the driller's console, okay, so that the early remedial action is taken and can be quickly, thereby avoiding major problems. So we can avoid the major problem, okay, if we take a remedial action in the very beginning, so we can avoid and we can prevent the major problems. The driller must be aware of how drilling parameters are changing and take quick action for the remedial. For this reason, there are various gauges installed on the driller's console where he can read them easily. Okay, these are the very important. And the well monitoring system is also said the drilling data acquisition and monitoring. Okay, this is the synonymous of this one. It is mandatory that the rig personnel, driller, drilling supervisor, drilling engineer, the mud engineer, keep track of the operation development at all times in order to make necessary adjustments and to quickly detect and correct the drilling problems. And another useful aid in the monitoring the well is the mud logging. Mud logger role is very important. Actually, the mud engineer is said in the drilling rig, the mud logger. The mud logger carefully inspects the rock cuttings and he takes these rock cuttings from the shell shaker at regular intervals. Cuttings description can be matched with the depth. Okay, and a log of the actually the mud logger takes the drill cuttings from the shell shaker and he examines that cuttings and he maintain a log, okay, the result of those examination. Okay, this log is useful to the geologist in the comparing this well uh, with others in the vicinity. Okay, if in future, if any other well will be, researched, surveyed, okay, so these cuttings will help to the geologist. Okay, the mud loggers also monitor the gas present in the mud by using the gas chromatography. So the mud logger also monitors the gas if the gas is coming in the return mud from the formation which is coming to the surface. If the mud is mixed with the gas, then the driller will on the activate the degasser, and the degasser is a solid control equipment through which the gas will be removed and the clean mud will be pumped to the mud tank. The primary goal is to ensure safe and efficient drilling operation. So, to focusing on these drilling parameters, goal is to ensure the safe and efficient drilling operations by detecting and responding to potential problems before they escalate into major accident. Okay, if we successfully maintain well monitoring system, then we can keep our rig and drilling operations safe from costly drilling problems. Okay, such as the kicks, the potential pipe is sticking, the lost circulation, the excessive drag and torque on the drill string, and hole instabilities can be minimized and prevented. How prevented? When we are focusing and keep an eye on the drilling parameters. Because we are keeping an eye on the updates on the drilling parameters, and if there are some deficient, okay, we are taking the remedial action and the problem is being solved. Okay, so it will save from the big problems, the huge problems. Okay, now there are several sensors, gauges, meters, indicators, and alarm exist in the rig to provide all data required to control safely, efficiently, and reliably all operations in the rig. So this is a picture of inside of the driller's console. So here the all gauges and sensors are installed. Okay, and the driller is looking at all the updates in the parameters, and according to that is taking the remedial action. So here we are seeing the all the parameters of the rig, okay, in details, and we will see the functions of all each parameters. Okay, weight indicator. The weight indicator is the biggest gauge in the driller console, and it consists of hook load and the weight and beat. The hook load is the total amount of the load which is hanging from the hook. It's called the hook load. And weight and beat we have seen earlier. The weight and beat is said WOB in short. The weight on bit, it means the total amount of the weight that is being applied on the bit. Okay, so that is the weight on bit. The well depth. This is the well depth. The well depth is the length of the drilled borehole is called the well depth. Okay, so the driller is sitting in his control panel, and is getting all the real-time data. Okay, what is the well depth, where we have reached. Okay, so how much more feet and meters we have to go in inside the borehole, drilling continuously. So this is the well depth. This is the uh, rotary speed gauge. The rotary speed gauge is the kind of gauge that measures the revolutions per minute of the rotary table. It means in 1 minute how many times the rotary table is completing its complete rotation. So this is called the rotary speed gauge. This is the rotary torque gauge. This rotary torque gauge. It means the rotary torque gauge, a kind of gauge, and gives the real-time data about torque, how much torque the rotary table is applying to the drill string. Okay, so this is also important parameters. And the mud pump pressure gauge. Mud pump pressure gauge is this gauge gives the information about the amount of the pressure the mud pump is putting out to circulate the drilling mud. And mud pump rate gauge. This is mud pump rate gauge, and this gauge gives the information about the speed at which the drilling mud is being circulated. Okay, at which speed the drilling mud is being circulated. Now this one is fluid flow rate. This is the fluid flow rate, and this indicator gives about the volume of the drilling mud passing through a pipe or the channel in a specific amount of time. Okay, how much the drilling mud is or drilling fluid is passing through a line or any channel or any equipment. Okay, this is the tongue line torque gauge. This is a tongue line torque gauge. Actually, it is a tool and helps driller and roughnecks to measure the torque applied to drill bit, the drill pipe, and drill collars, tubing or casing during the makeup or breakout process. The makeup means to tightening the drill pipe and or the drill collars or drill case or the casing, and breakout it means we are loosening the drill pipes or the casing and the tubulars. Okay, and this is the mud return flow rate indicator. This is a mud return flow rate indicator. This indicator shows how much drilling fluid is returning at the flow line. Okay, the flow line, how much drilling fluid is returning from the flow line. This one is the rate of penetration. The rate of penetration actually refers the speed at which the drill bit breaks the rock and deeper the well. Okay, and rate of penetration is dependent and affected by the RPM and the weight on bit. Two factors affect the rate of penetration. So the mud tank level indicator, pit level. Actually, there is this indicator shows and gives the real-time information and data to the driller that the level of the mud in the mud tank, and alerts if the level of the mud increases or decreases. Okay, this data is given by this indicator. Trip tank volume indicator. Trip tank volume indicator. And trip tank volume indicator actually, this indicator gives the driller to monitor the amount of the mud displaced by the tubular during the tripping. Okay, how much drilling mud is pumped or to the hole. Okay, and how much it should be and supposed to be pumped. Why? Because during the tripping we just pulling out the drill string and drill pipe, so the empty space should be filled with the drilling mud. Otherwise, if will not be filled according to the requirement, then the kick will be arise in this situation. Okay, and the last one is the fluid properties. Okay, fluid properties means the density of the fluid, the temperature, the viscosity, gas and sand content mixed with the fluid, and the chemical composition and the solid content mixed with the fluid. So this all actually all these parameters, all the indicators are the automatic system, but the fluid properties is done manually by the mud logger. Okay, time to time, the mud logger takes the sample of the drilling fluid, and he do the check of and test and analysis of the properties to ensure that the fluid properties are appropriate as per the requirement to requirement of the drilling formation. Okay, so these are the important parameters which important for the drilling operations to control the drilling in a safe way or safe manner. So thank you very much for your time.